Alright, so this is going to be a video for anybody who is trying to make Instagram videos like this, where you've got kind of a top and a bottom bumper sort of thing with, you can put captions and logos, and then here's the video in the middle. I'm doing this for the podcast for my church, and it is something that I realized quickly that it could get really tedious, it could get really laborious. And so I have developed a couple of workarounds that I want to show you, so that, let's say you're doing a series and you're going to have a lot of projects. This is going to be in Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's say you have a series with a lot of projects in Premiere that you want to use the same graphics for. Maybe there's somebody smarter than me who has a lot easier workaround, but I am gonna do my way that I just did literally right now. I've got a couple of videos queued up, and I'll just kind of walk you through with my screen how I did that. Okay, so right here I've got one of the videos that I used to promote the first episode of my church's podcast. So that includes a few layers. We've got some text down there, got some text up top, got the logo down there at the bottom, and a white background, and then the video itself. So I want to be able to use this format for every episode that I do, and that's going to be like 5 or 6 videos in each episode, and that's just going to get annoying really fast to have to kind of rebuild this in each project. So what I have decided to do is I'll delete the video. I will take this. I know I'm gonna use the words new episode for each episode, and have the title. So I'm just gonna delete the extra text, put that right there. And now we've got, okay, I don't want that. So I'm gonna delete this layer here. So I've got a nice little box that I can drop in videos from each episode. So I'm going to take this, and I've already done this, so I'll go into my Adobe Media Encoder, and so that is the background frame. The podcast is called Fighting Words, so I just put it in the general folder of the podcast where all the episodes are going to go. And you can see there I've got bumper. So I'm going to go back to Premiere, go to my bumper sequence. So at the end of each video, it's going to fade to black, and then this logo is going to pop in with some more text on the top and bottom. I've already deleted that ahead of time, so just imagine that there's some white text here and there saying, like, the episode comes out next week, subscribe on Spotify, stuff like that. Whatever the call to action is, whatever the dates are, they're going to change with each episode. So I'm just going to have this nice little bumper, so I don't have to animate this every single time. I don't have to, I already worked on my keyframes. I already made it fade in the way I wanted to. So I'm going to leave that like it is. I'm going to save that. I'm going to export it. So that's Command M, blah, blah, blah. I've already done that. So I'm going to go back to my encoder. And here we are. I'm going to export those. And once those are done, which won't take very long because they're pretty simple, pretty quick, not much to the code, not much motion. This one I made it 5 minutes long, just so that if the videos are going to be usually below 5 minutes in duration, but that way I can just trim it down instead of having to copy paste it or something complicated like that. So back to Premiere, I'm going to go to, this is my old project from when Hank was the guest on the podcast. I'm going to open this recent project of Glenn. And so now I've got to just wait for it. Yeah, okay, so we're on the right episode here. So, here's the full podcast, and I know exactly which part of that podcast I want to put into this new video. So I've actually got that in and out right over here in the source window, and in my program window, I'm going to go to sequence 1. I'll show you what I did. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. But I've got that in and out there, and I'm just going to click overwrite, and it's going to pop it in there. So I've got a short little video, about 3 minutes long. And behind that, I'm going to go to my media browser. I'm going to go to Fighting Words, and I've got a background frame right here. I'm going to drop that in below Glenn, and you know what? I think I made my sequence a little bit too big, so I'm going to modify that a little bit. But then I've got my bumper that I can stick on at the end right here. So then when Glenn gets done talking, I'll go to the effects, I'll pull in a quick little, actually I prefer to do that in editing, don't I? Go to effects window right here, video transitions, dissolve, dip to black, drop that onto Glenn. Why can't I do that? I'm not sure. This is embarrassing. Okay. I'm going to try something here. I'm just going to nest that. There we go. Now I can dip this to black. It's fine. Perfect. There it is. Bingo. So now I can just add my text up here, text down here. Once I adjust my sequence dimensions, I just gotta cut it down a little bit to the aspect ratio I had before, and we'll be all set. So as you can see, obviously my method isn't like perfect and amazing quite yet because I didn't make that sequence correct size. But you know what I could do? I figured it out. Alright, I'm going to create a new sequence. And so file, new sequence, and I'm just going to let it be whatever right now. And I'm going to go into my media browser, drop that background frame in, bingo, change sequence settings. So now the dimensions are going to be perfectly fitted to that. Then I'm going to select my second channel, and I'm going to go to my source window here, and I'm going to overwrite. No! Gotta move that up. There we go. Going to overwrite. There it is. Bingo. So now that looks a lot better. I'm going to bring this down. Put these together here. We'll nest that. And we'll say Glenn Promo 1. I'll drop the bumper in right behind it. I'll go to my effects, dip to black. That's okay. No biggie. Perfect. So now I can add my text above and below. Add my text above. Put the title down here below. And we are all set. That's not bad. That's not that bad, is it? Okay. So this is going to be a really helpful thing if you do have a podcast and you want to create titles and captions that are a lot harder to ignore, because as you're scrolling through your feed, you see a video, the captions are so tiny at the bottom of that video, and so doing this really helps to catch the eye with the subject so that people know right away what it's going to be about. I actually just realized one thing that I might change about my approach is the subtitles, the captions created on Facebook, have been going right over the bottom title of my videos. And so I think I'm actually going to make some changes to this, move that bottom title up to leave room for the captions, because I don't have a plugin yet or anything for creating my own captions. I'm just using the automatic feature on Facebook. So that might be another video to come as I figure that out. But for now, I'm just going to adjust my framing so that those automatic captions that come on over my Facebook videos aren't muddied up by my titles that I put on here. So I hope that was helpful.